What if I told you the most important artwork of the 20th century wasn't painted or sculpted, but plumbed? Yeah, it's a urinal. Not a painting, not a statue, not even pretty, and yet it changed everything. Modern art didn't just start with colors and shapes. It started with a toilet, and one guy crazy enough to say, yeah, that's art now. Before Duchamp showed up, art was all about skill, brushstrokes, beauty, technique. If it didn't take 30 years of practice, people called it a hobby. Painters chased perfection. Sculptors worshipped realism. Museums were temples of talent. Every brushstroke was supposed to scream, "Look how hard I worked." But then came Marcel Duchamp, and he looked at all this and said, okay, but what if art wasn't about how you make it, but why you make it? Now, Duchamp didn't start out trolling galleries. He actually painted. He was part of Cubism, you know, that style where everything looks like it fell down the stairs and landed on a canvas. But even back then, he was restless. He wanted to capture movement, ideas, thinking, not just what things looked like. That painting, people hated it. One critic called it an explosion in a shingle factory, which, honestly, sounds kind of cool. So Duchamp realized, no matter what he did with a brush, people wanted art to fit a box, and he was done fitting boxes. So one day, 1913, Duchamp takes a stool, bolts a bicycle wheel on top, and just spins it. That's it. No symbolism, no technique, just a wheel, for the joy of watching it spin. People asked, what does it mean? He said, nothing, and that's the point. He called it a ready-made, something not made by the artist's hand, but by his choice. Next, he picks up a bottle rack from a store, literally a dish drying stand, signs it, and puts it in his studio. No paint, no carving, no effort. But because he chose it, looked at it differently, it became art. Not art to look at, art to think about. And then came Fontaine, the big one, 1917. He walks into a plumbing store, buys a porcelain urinal, flips it upside down, signs it R. Mutt, and submits it to an art exhibition. Now here's the twist. The exhibition promised to show everything. No jury, no rejections. But when they saw the urinal, they went,
"Who made that mess?"
They rejected it instantly. Too vulgar, too stupid, too weird. But that rejection? That was the moment modern art cracked wide open. Duchamp wasn't saying, everything's art. He was saying, art starts when you decide to look differently. The act of choosing, of framing, of saying, this matters. That's the art. After that, the entire art world basically went, okay, what do we even do now? Paint fruit again? Once you've signed a urinal, you can't exactly go back to painting sunsets and apples. That door's closed. Flushed, even. And that's when another artist pops up, Man Ray. He creates gift. Let's play a game. What makes a great gift? A, something useful. B, something thoughtful. C, something that draws blood. Yeah, Man Ray went with option C. He grabs an iron and glues a row of nails to the bottom. Boom. Instant chaos. Now it's not for smoothing wrinkles, it's for outing permanent ones. Because nothing says I love you like a household appliance that doubles as a medieval torture device. But here's the thing. This wasn't just a bad DIY project. It's what we call a ready-made assiste, a modified ready-made. He didn't sculpt it, didn't forge it, didn't even preheat it. He just took something that already existed, added the tiny twist, or, well, spikes, and poof, you've got irony. Literally. Iron-y. And that's the genius. It's an object that's supposed to fix wrinkles, but instead it creates them. Art that looks harmless, but hurts if you don't pay attention. See, Man Ray was part of the Dadaists, a group of artists who looked at the world and said, you know what, logic's broken. Let's make art that's broken too. So gift isn't just weird, it's a middle finger in metal form. It's art that doesn't work, and that's why it works. It's like your printer, or your Wi-Fi. And sure, you can't iron with it, but it irons out one big idea. Art isn't about function, it's about friction. So Duchamp gave us a toilet and said, this is art. Man Ray gave us an iron with spikes and said, this is also art, just don't plug it in. So naturally, the next step was poop. Because of course it was. Meet Piero Manzoni, Italy, 1961. The man looked at modern art and said, if everything can be art, then so can I. And then he took that very literally. He cans his own poop, 90 tins of it, labeled, and I'm not kidding, artists' numbered, signed, like a luxury product from Hell's gift shop. And here's the real masterpiece. He sold them by weight. The same price as gold, so technically he made his crap priceless. You might say, okay, but is it real? Nobody knows. Some say it's plaster, some say it's actual poop. Either way, it stinks of genius. And yes, this was a kind of ready-made too. Not because he found it, thanks God, but because he declared it. He took something embarrassingly human, packaged it, labeled it, and said, this is art now. The object didn't change, the context did. It's still gross, but now it's gross with meaning. And that's where the joke lands. He's not trolling you, he's trolling the entire art market. He's saying, if you'll buy anything with my name on it, how about this? It's satire in a can, the world's most expensive bathroom joke. And people actually bought it. Collectors lined up, critics debated, and museums, real museums, displayed it like sacred relics. And the best part? Nobody wants to open them. The mystery's worth more sealed, because once you open it, you lose the art and keep the smell. This absurd, sealed little tin asks the same question Marcel did. What gives something value? Skill? Beauty? Craft? Or just audacity? Ready-mades didn't just shock people. They rewired art forever. Without Duchamp, there's no pop art, no conceptual art, no Jeff Koons making balloon dogs bigger than your house, no Banksy shredding his paintings live at auction. Every time someone screams, "That's not art," that's Duchamp laughing from the afterlife.